Toronto is a multicultural city with almost 3 million people living in diverse neighborhoods. To administrate Toronto, a city council of 25 members of different wards works under the supervision of a directly elected mayor. For the city council elections 2022, awareness workshops and debates are held citywide, which were organized by different organizations and institutes.
In a bit of a privileged position for two reasons. The first one is that their staff can hand them coffee. The second one actually is that the media, when we were meeting in person, would very often come down the steps to reach over and see if they could whisper and catch a member of council's attention.
Maybe ask some follow-up questions to say, am I understanding what you're saying is true or what you believe? So it's just a lot less formal.
Issue facing Torontonians. We have a long-form solutions article that explores and reports on existing solutions to systemic problems.
So it's exciting to see more candidates running, but something in terms of engagement is what level was that engagement? So for myself, if I look at my campaigns, they were running on YouTube, on Instagram, and internally in Microsoft Teams in the college.
Like serious and kind of can maybe almost seem like take your medicine kind of issues, like you should know this. But somehow getting away doesn't make them frivolous or doesn't reduce them, but makes them palatable for a generation that primarily gets their information digitally.
Candidates moved door to door and attracted their voters through in-person meetings, video messages, posters, and social media campaigns.
Causing climate change. So here's what I propose. We have now developed CO2 removal technology to the point that we have placed a price on CO2 removal.
Is there anything in your mind that some story your editor refused to publish and you wanted that published?
Yeah, I'll try and make it quick. This is a Rob Ford story and it's a little bit complicated. So I'll say, Rob Ford, a guy contacted me that said he was talking to Rob Ford. The guy was, he said he had fibromyalgia and he needed kind of drugs and doctors wouldn't give it to him. They had a conversation where Rob Ford said, I'll try and see if I can get you some drugs, basically. And the guy gave me the tape. And I went to my editor, and this was after a lot of scandals in the Toronto Star Rob Ford had. I went to my editor of the day, and I said, I think we have to do this story. It sounds like Rob Ford is offering to go buy OxyContin for a guy on the street. My editor said, I don't want to do that story. And I said, I think we have to. And he said, people already think we're out to get Rob Ford. It's going to look like we set this up, even though we had nothing to do with it. And I think we'll just let it sit. So that seemed to be the end of it, but it wasn't. The Ford campaign, so this was during the election, pardon me, this was during the 2010 election. The Ford campaign got wind that I had this, and then they got afraid that I was waiting to do it. They didn't ask me, and they gave it to a Toronto Sun columnist, and she wrote a story in which it was the most favorable explanation for Rob Ford offering to buy someone drugs. And she said in her story that the Toronto Star, she named me, sat on it, waiting until close to the election so I could spring it on Rob Ford to do the most damage. And I'm still mad at the editor. And he has admitted since then, he's long retired, that he screwed up. So I'll say that's my one.
Toronto City Council is responsible for water and sewer treatment, parks, libraries, garbage collection, public transit, fire services, paramedics, police, traffic signals, land use planning, homeless shelters, childcare, recreation centers, and many more to facilitate the daily life of Torontonians. For the term from 2022 to 2026, 24th October, final polling day is an easy playground for John Tory to be elected as a mayor for the third time for the city of Toronto. After the elections on 24th October 2022, maybe the nameplates of this hall change, but the business of the City Hall Council will remain same. Idris Malik, CL24, Toronto City Hall, Toronto.